morning, afternoon, or evening, or whatever time it is for you guys today, and welcome back to today's video. So this week, we are going to be going over gender. And more specifically, when we talk about gender is referring to the characteristics that are related to both the feminine and masculine characteristics that is based upon both social and cultural norms. Now, I want to be clear here when I talk about gender, I am not necessarily talking about biological sex. In fact, these are two distinct, different questions. Biological sex is talking about the genitalia of an individual. This would be if you have a penis or if you have a vagina. And I am using these in scientific terminology here. So when I talk about gender is those characteristics that you might see in a day-to-day basis. So we don't see the biological components of sex, generally not on the norm, although I guess if you go to, say, a nudist community, you might see them on a day-to-day norm. But generally, the sexual characteristics or the biological characteristics of a sex is generally hidden in our social society. When I talk about gender is going to be how you present yourself, the characteristics that are relating to feminine and masculine characteristics. And so we cannot talk about gender without talking about two other concepts. So we're going to talk about gender identity, and gender identity is evolving one's own sense of gender, including knowledge, understanding, and acceptance of being a more masculine or more feminine presenting individual, or it could also be another gender. So one of the concepts we're going to be talking about this week is non-binary. It also might be referred to as trans. It might be referred to as a lot of different genders. So I generally will just group it into non-binary, as I believe that is the most, it's a catch-all, which is not necessarily the best, but it's also one of these areas where there's a lot of different terminology that's out there, and I don't know all the different terminology. And so it's one of those where I always use non-binary. However, other individuals might use other terms, and we will explore that a little bit further into this week's chapters, and a video will be posted about that as well. Finally, we're going to be talking about gender roles. Gender roles are the expectations that are prescribed to how women and or men should think, act, and feel. And when we talk about gender roles, what we're going to be talking about this week is what are the expectations, but also what are the actual gender roles that are occurring today in today's society. So a lot of the traditional gender roles, I should say, are being flipped on its head almost. We no longer prescribe that women should be, say, in the kitchen like in the 1940s and 50s. We are now seeing that women are now being able to be in the workplace, being able to have high-paying jobs, be able to climb that ladder. Although there is some roles, what we'll talk about is the glass ceiling effect. Well, women are not able to get to that highest echelon in certain fields as well. So this week we're going to be covering gender. This is chapter number 5 in your McGraw-Hill textbook. If you have any questions, please let me know. If not, I'll see you guys later. Bye.